South Bend White Sox baseball. Fast action and exciting competition is what you'll see in this Midwest League baseball game. Next, exclusively on Sports Vision. We're live from Stanley Kovalevsky Stadium in South Bend, Indiana, where tonight the South Bend White Sox play host to the Rockford Expos. On the hill for the Expos, Mario Brito with a record of 12-7. Randy Robinson in his first start with a record of 5-3. Hi, everybody. Along with Pat Foley, I'm Tom Denon here on a very hot and humid evening in South Bend, Indiana, Pat.
It's a hot one tonight, and meanwhile, the Rockford Expos have been a very hot ball club. As you notice, they've had an excellent year so far.
Yeah, well, the Sox not having too good a second half. Nevertheless, played a home game last night, but in the big ballpark in Chicago, and you spoke to Dillard earlier.
Talked to Steve Dillard about it, and he, along with all of his players, got a bit of a thrill, even though Steve Dillard has been in the big leagues before. Some of his players have never seen a big league park.
These guys probably never seen a big league game, much less get to play in a big league park. They were excited. The White Sox took real good care of us and let us come in the clubhouse and gave us feedback to the game and a lot of equipment and stuff. So we had a good time.
And you won.
And we won one, too. So that's added to everything.
Now, you come back here to South Bend tonight. Does the concentration level lapse? Are you worried about that for a bunch of young players?
I don't think so, really. This is a better ballpark than Comiskey. You know, we get to play here all the time, so the guys really appreciate this park. When you go to the other parks in the league, it's kind of a come down. You know, you come back here into the best park and one of the best parks in minor league baseball. So it's always fun to come back here.
Here's the standings in the second half of the split season here in Midwestern League Baseball here in the early days of August. And you can see the Sox 15-26, 13 out. Rockford sitting on top 29-14. And consequently, that means they're doing something right, maybe a lot of things right. And earlier today, Pat spoke with Alan Bannister, the Rockford manager.
Well, we talked to Alan Bannister about his ball club, asked him for a scouting report. What would be the strength to this Rockford team?
Well, I'd say pitching first and foremost. We have 5 excellent starters, and most of the season they've done very well for us. We had a very good stopper in Tim Peters, who recently got elevated to AA level. It wasn't unusual for us to go 4 or 5 days with 7 innings out of the starter and 2 innings out of Peters and put the game away. Pitching has been our biggest asset. We also have good running speed, and we can hit the ball a long way. Not always as consistent as we'd like, but with the speed and the defensive pitching we have, that's been our strength.
It seems here in South Bend that every day for the past 30 or 45 days, we've set a record weather-wise, and this is no exception here this evening. The temperature's well over 100 degrees here in South Bend, Pat.
And talking to players from both teams, especially pitching coaches, they'd like to see their guys get the ball over the plate. You don't want to have to be expending too much extra energy. It's near 100 degrees now. It'll cool off later, but it's going to be a hot one.
And because of the hot weather, we might look to the bullpens early in the ball game, as these kids possibly could run out of gas with temperatures over 100 degrees. All right, we're going to be back with the starting lineups from Kovalevsky Stadium. Right now, let's pause for these messages.
All-Star MVP Terry Steinbach and the powerful Oakland A's are in town beginning August 2nd. Led by the American League's leading sluggers, Mark McGwire and Jose Canseco, the A's go up against the Sox in a 3-game series. With Carlton Fisk back and the Sox bats making some noise, it's a guaranteed battle. Will there be a showdown between Oakland's ace in the bullpen, Dennis Eckersley, and Sox stopper Bobby Thigpen? It's the A's against the White Sox, Tuesday and Wednesday, August 2nd and 3rd at 7:30, right here on Sports Vision. In August, the Olympic flame stops on its way to Seoul for 5 big pre-Olympic events exclusively on Sports Vision. The month gets a splashing start on August 6th when the United States water polo team, ranked 3rd in the world, takes on the 1984 Olympic gold medalist and still #1 team in the world, Yugoslavia, in a key match. Then August 13th, the United States men's volleyball team, favored to win the gold at Seoul, puts their rating on the line against arch rival the USSR. The following day, Janet Evans, America's brightest hope for a gold in swimming, heads an outstanding field in the LA swim meet. The United States and the USSR clash again August 19th in live coverage of the Gymnastics Summit. Sit ringside on August 21st when the best boxers west of the Mississippi set their sights on qualifying for Seoul in the USA ABF Western Olympic Boxing Trials. In August, the Olympic flame burns bright as America's stars fire up for the 1988 Seoul Olympics only on Sports Vision, Chicago's winners on cable.
Kovaleski Stadium, South Bend, Indiana. The White Sox take the field here on a muggy and very, very warm night, 1st of August. In South Bend, Indiana, temperatures up over the hundreds just an hour or so ago. The Sox will play host to the Montreal Expos franchise ball club up in Rockford. And here's the starting lineup with Pat.
Jim Falk will lead it off in left field for this Rockford team. Recent arrival, Jesus Paredes, just got here. He's going to play second base tonight. I believe his first appearance for Rockford. John Mello will be at shortstop batting third. The cleanup hitter is the DH, Paul Fry. At the third base position will be Archie Cianfrocco. Batting in the sixth position will be Cesar Hernandez out in right field. Troy Ricker in center field. Batting eighth will be the first baseman Trevor Penn, and behind the dish tonight Rob Leary will bat ninth. The pitcher for Rockford tonight, Mario Brito. There you see his 12 wins, 7 loss record is 12 wins, tied for the lead on this Rockford team. Good earned run average, and he has been starting all year and doing well for Alan Bannister and the Expos. Here quickly is the South Bend lineup now. Leading off in center field, Dwayne Hosey. Javier Ocasio really been swinging the bat well lately is at second base. Cesar Bernhardt is the designated hitter. Batting cleanup is the left fielder Ray Payton, who leads the team in home runs. Larry Allen will be at first base tonight. Mandy Cruz at short. Ed Smith, who made a big play to seal the victory in their South Bend win last night. Ed Smith at third base here tonight. Kevin Murdoch behind the plate. And Kenneth Pledger will bat ninth, playing right field. Starting tonight, getting his first start of the year for South Bend, Randy Robinson. So far been used mostly in middle relief, but has not made a start yet. 5-3 his record. An excellent earned run average, 2.5. And as you see, he has not started a game, but Don Cooper, the South Bend pitching coach, said that Randy Robinson has earned his way into the starting rotation. He has deserved a shot based on his season-long performance, and he's getting that opportunity here tonight. There's your umpiring crew. Steve Dorchinels will be behind the plate. Kevin Stolting at first base, and Bud Dunklin will be at third base. We were almost ready to go, and a little problem on the mound being worked on now. Randy Robinson had trouble getting his footing, so he's getting a little help from the grounds crew and others out there. The life of a minor league manager. Is that Steve Dillard with the rake out
Why
there?
not? Let's see it, get things going. This is not unique to minor league baseball. Jack Morrison, trying to explain away a mediocre season thus far for him, was quoted in the papers here a week or so ago saying that the mounds are different in a couple of ballparks, and I've been having trouble there, and that's why they're knocking me all over the ballpark. So
I don't think I've ever seen Sparky Anderson with a rake, though, trying to get the mound in shape. That's Jeff Carr, the trainer, trying to firm up the dirt there in front of the pitching rubber where Robinson will step into. Well, let's see. Last time we were here, the sprinklers came on.
During the ball game. Wouldn't it be nice if they came on tonight?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right.
In the booth here.
You might have an exodus from the stands out onto the field, people trying to cool off.
Mike Maxudian, you might have made note, is not in the lineup tonight. Has been on the bench the last couple of weeks with a bad wrist. Second leading hitter in this league. And for, I guess, most of, or practically all, of the first half of the season, led the league in hitting, but has a bad wrist and will sit this one out tonight.
Maxudian hitting at .304. You mentioned he's among the league leaders, and Steve Dillard was noting before the game, really seems to be a pitcher's league this year in the Midwest League. There are only about, I think, 5 or 6 guys in the entire league hitting over 300. The pitchers have had the edge here in this league full of youth. A lot of teenagers and players in their early 20s playing in this Class A league. And this year it's been, the edge has gone to the pitchers. There you see Robinson with 38 strikeouts in 64 innings and a hit total well below his innings pitched. And Don Cooper, the pitching coach for the White Sox, was really happy with the way Robinson has pitched all year. But as we mentioned, this is his first start He's usually coming on when the starter has had trouble getting in there in the 4th or 5th inning and trying to finish it up from there. But this will be his ball game tonight to try to get into the win column.
Robbie, the younger brother of Ron Robinson, who pitches for the Cincinnati Reds. So maybe one day, perhaps in a year or so, we'll see two members of the same family working in Major League Baseball. That's not unique anymore. It used to be that it was quite unusual. All right, now we're about ready to get underway. The clock on the old wall reads 7:17. And stepping in is Jim Falk, the left fielder, in here with a .247 average.
Play ball.
There's his slugging statistics for you. 6 home runs. Lots of RBIs. Stands straight up deep in the box and offers at the first one. Fly ball at dead center field. Hosey a few steps in, and we're down 1 out in the first inning.
Batting second and playing second base, number 9, Jesus Paredes.
Here's the new kid that just joined the ball club, Jesus Paredes. At second base this evening. Consequently, no home runs, 9 RBIs, hitting .290. Came up here, I believe, Pat, where, from Jamestown?
Jamestown, yeah, in the New York Penn League.
Robinson hits the outside corner with a called strike. There's Robinson's numbers against Rockford. Perfect, 2-0. Only 1 bases on balls. Paredes looking to bunt. Does not offer at it, and it hits the outside corner again.
And Tom, part of the reason that Robinson got this start tonight was just that you just saw. He's had some success against this Rockford team, this being his first start. Don Cooper hoping to get him some confidence as a starter.
And wrapped foul on the screen off to our left. Robinson keeping everything right around the plate tonight.
And he should be that way just about all night. He does not throw many pitches well off the plate. His stuff does not overpower you, his arm strength. There he gets the K. Sorry, Tom, but he's a pitcher with location and changing speeds, but he does not usually get himself in trouble by falling behind the hitters.
Watch this when he puts it right on the outside corner. Fades away from Paredes, and K goes up on the board. 2 men up, 2 men out. Here in the top of the first inning at Kovaleski. Robinson on the hill for the South Bend White Sox. John Mello, the shortstop, with 50 big RBIs and 7 home runs, had one last night at Comiskey Park. Looks at the curveball for a strike.
And that one last night was no fluke, an upper deck shot in Comiskey Park for John Mello. Alan Bannister, the manager of the Rockford team, says he's got 3 or 4 guys that can just hit the ball right out of sight, and this is one of them.
Whoop, look out. Robinson gets him right on the hip. Hit by a pitch. Mello takes first base.
Well, this one just gets away from Randy. He starts it inside, and the ball floats a little bit on him and catches Mello on the hip. So with 2 out, the Expos have a base runner.
Paul Fry, the hitter, the DH, hitting .291. 11 home runs and 55 RBIs. Watch this kid in batting practice a little bit tonight. He can hit the ball. Leads the club and swings and doesn't get it.
If that's any indication, he doesn't get cheated on his swings.
A lot of power in the middle of this lineup. 11, 14, and 13 home runs, 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup. There's the runner going, and wrapped foul behind the dugout. And running out of room is Murdoch. Hit and run on that time for the Expos. Fry going back, get a new piece of lumber to get up there to the plate. One for 4 last night at Comiskey Park. Slightly open stance, deep in the box. Robinson from the stretch goes back to first. Very impressed with your conversation with Bannister, Pat. Very articulate.
He's an interesting guy. He's had a wealth of experience at the major league level. As you know, he played with several teams throughout a 12-year career, played every position except pitcher and catcher. So as he told us, he has seen the... And he was, I think, willing to admit that even though he wasn't happy about being switched position-wise all the time as a big leaguer, it's helped him as a manager.
Fly ball into left field. Payton backs up, one-hands it, and the Expos go down. One man left on, hit by pitch. At the end of a half inning of play here at Coveleski, Rockford nothing, and the White Sox coming in to take their licks.
Okay, we're back on The Price is Low. No clues, audience. Ted, how much for a Colt hatchback with front-wheel drive, rack and pinion steering, a bumper-to-bumper warranty, and hundreds of dollars cash back?
A Japanese import with big cash back? $9,500.
I'm sorry, Ted. The Colt hatchback is only $61.48, even lower with cash back. But, Ted, you still get our home version of The Price is Low.
But I want the car.
In Midlothian, visit Rizza Chrysler Plymouth.
Hi, I'm Doug Collins, head coach of the Chicago Bulls, inviting you to join me in the Multiplex Pro Basketball Fantasy Camp, September 7th through 10th. Here's your chance to spend 3 days and nights learning NBA basketball from members of the Bulls coaching staff, along with past and present Bulls players. Red Kerr will be on hand to conduct interviews, and the championship game will be televised right here on Sports Vision. If you are 30 years of age, you can be a fantasy Bull. I promise you it's an experience you'll never forget.
Here in South Bend, Coveleski Stadium, bottom of the first inning. Rockford did not score in the top of the first. White Sox coming to bat. We're experiencing video difficulties here at the ballpark, so we'll send it to you on a play-by-play call, just as if you were listening to it on your favorite radio. Mario Brito on the hill, right-hander, 12 wins and 7 losses, ERA of 3.06. This is his 22nd start. This kid has 110 strikeouts in 144 innings pitched. 43 bases on balls in 144 innings pitched. Has given up 131 hits. Tall, rangy right-hander. And he'll face Dwayne Hosey, the center fielder for the White Sox. So stay right with us. We'll give you the radio call until our video problems are worked out. We're in South Bend. Sox batting, first man up, bottom of the first inning. Expos did not score in the first inning. Brito delivers, and Hosey swings, gets a piece of it, strike one. Hosey hitting .237, 2 home runs, 24 RBIs. Brito misses low and away. Count evens up at 1-1. Brito's numbers versus the South Bend Ball Club: a 1.38 ERA, 12 hits in 13 innings pitched. And Hosey again swings at a low breaking ball and doesn't get it. Falls behind 1-2. On deck is Ocasio for the White Sox. Hosey chokes up an inch or so on the bat. Left-handed hitter. And looks at one. Had a notion. Held up. Ball hit the outside corner. Called out on strikes. First strikeout of the ball game for Brito.
Second base, number 1.
Well, Brito puts one right on the paint on the outside corner, and Hosey thought it had drifted outside, but the umpire said no.
Here's Ocasio standing in from the right side. Curveball swings, and what do they call it? Yeah, strike one. Ocasio hitting .264. And misses down in the dirt.
Brito, you mentioned a rangy kid. This Rockford team, I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but they look like they got a few possible ex-basketball players on this club. They got a lot of size.
Curveball misses low. Well, I do know, I saw Cianfrocco play for Purdue a couple of years ago when we were doing some Notre Dame baseball. Big kid at third base for the Expos. And he indeed is quite tall and lanky and could have played a lot of basketball. He's an excellent baseball player. Ground ball to short. Mello on the big hop. Goes to first in plenty of time. Ocasio grounding out. Short to first. 2 down. And Cesar Bernhardt, the defensive or the designated hitter for the White Sox, stands in from the right side. Bernhardt hitting .286, has a home run and 44 RBI. Brito looks him over. And low again with the breaking ball. A ball and no strikes.
Bernhardt's been really going well lately, Tom. He's got his average, as you mentioned, up to .286 and 4 game-winning RBIs in the last 9 ball games for South Bend.
Swings at the low breaking ball, doesn't get it. Count even at 1-1. 2 down. Scoreless ball game, bottom of the first. Coveleski Stadium in South Bend, Indiana. Big Ray Payton on deck for the Sox. Should Bernhardt get on? Mario Brito, the hitter. His 22nd start of the season. Right-hander comes set, and ground ball foul off to the left side. A ball and 2 strikes, 2 men down. Cianfrocco, Mello at third and short. Again, the slider away, and the count evens up at 2-2. Number 2 at bat, 2 men out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hits sharply to short. Mello has trouble with it, comes up, throws, and gets him by a stride. Hot shot right at Mello. They're the tough ones to handle, and lost it for just a split second, but got it to first in time to pen for the out. So the Sox go up, 3 up, 3 down. At the end of 1 full at Coveleski and South Bend. Rockford nothing and South Bend nothing.
The fast, furious attack of the United States. The strong, overpowering defense of the USSR. It's number 1 in the world versus number 2. 2 teams hungry for the advantage heading into the Seoul Olympics. It's a key showdown of the probable gold medal match in Seoul. The United States versus the USSR. The finals of the USA Cup Tournament. August 13th at noon on SportsVision.
Step inside the weight room. Finally, there's a weekly television program made for today's fitness enthusiast. Hosted by John Abdel, Olympic trainer, and co-host Dr. Bob Goldman, world-class athlete and author of The E Factor. The weight room focuses on methods, techniques, and equipment used by weight trainers today. In addition, diet, exercise, fitness, nutrition, and sports medicine are all regular topics of discussion. Don't miss it. Tune in The Weight Room on SportsVision, Sunday evenings at 6:30 and Wednesdays at 11.
Stadium at the end of 1 full. Rockford nothing, the White Sox nothing. Randy Robinson completes his warm-up throws. And for the Expos, Archie Cianfrocco, the third baseman. Alan Bannister, your third base coach for the Expos. He is the manager. Gene Glenn, the first base coach for the Expos. Here's Cianfrocco. As I mentioned just a moment ago, I had the pleasure of watching these kids play in Big Ten baseball a couple of years ago for Purdue. Excellent prospect. Tall and rangy, has a good solid bat, however. 14 home runs and 53 RBIs for this kid. Hitting .245. His 14 home runs lead this ball club. Very tall, very rangy. As Pat mentioned, a lot of these kids look like basketball players. Looks at the curveball, does Cianfrocco, called strike 1. Steps out and comes right back in again. Robinson has been around the plate to all 5 hitters he's faced thus far. Comes a little sidearm that time, and Cianfrocco way out in front of it, pops it up short. Cruz coast under, and one man down. Cianfrocco popping out to the shortstop, Nande Cruz.
Right field, number 47, Cesar Hernandez.
Cesar Hernandez, the right fielder for the Expos. Another right-handed hitter. Hitting .242 is Hernandez. 13 home runs, 52 RBIs. Robinson on the hill and delivers. Takes a little something off it, misses high and away.
Alan Bannister very excited about the prospects for this young man, Hernandez. Says he's got a lot of power, but an excellent defensive player as well.
Swings at the breaking ball down around the shins. Count evens at a ball and a strike. One man out. We're in the top of the second inning in South Bend. Randy Robinson, right-hander, working very quickly in this very hot, humid night. Misses outside with a fastball. Looks like every once in a while he comes strictly sidearm, Pat, off the side of that hill.
Well, he mostly, that's the way Don Cooper described him. He mostly is a sidearm type pitcher, Tom, and as we said, he will not necessarily overpower you with arm strength and the speed. He's in the low 80s most of the time, but he is always around the plate.
Gets Hernandez to swing at one down around the shoe tops. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a man out.
Robinson, a sinker slider type of pitcher. So it's most important to him with location and changing speeds to be effective.
Hernandez last night up at Comiskey Park when these two ball clubs played went 0 for 4, and this time he drills an inside pitch deep down the left field line, but foul way up on the terrace, and a couple of kids heading for it. One kid. Nice body block or whatever. To the victor goes the spoils. Now he comes sidearm and gets him swinging. Good pitch by Robinson. His second strikeout, looking very, very good in this his first start.
Well, as we said, he's been very effective coming out of the bullpen. Now gets a chance to open up a ball game, and he just blows this one right by, and Hernandez missed that one a foot.
Troy Ricker, 46 runs batted in, 12 home runs, and he can hit the ball. And did Robinson get him with that? No. Ricker, 13 home runs. Starting with Fry, they have 11, 14, 13, and 12 home runs over 4 hitters. Robinson misses up high around the shoulders. 2 balls and no strikes. This kid in batting practice hit 2 or 3 over the 360 line mark in left center field. Robbie misses inside that time.
4 players for Rockford in double figures in home runs. The leader for South Bend, Ray Payton, with 8.
Sidearm again and hits the inside corner. Count goes to 3-1. And you look at those RBIs, starting with Mello, 46, 55, 53, 52, 46, and 33, right through that lineup. Line drive, base hit in the left field. As Ricker hits one right over the shortstop's head, one hop to Payton in left field, and there's your first base runner by way of a base hit.
This one right waist high, right down the middle, and making no mistake, Ricker just singled sharply to left, and as you said, the first hit of the ball game.
Trevor Penn, the hitter, left-handed hitter, first baseman for the Expos. 236, 4 home runs, 33 RBIs. Man going, and the throw to second is not in time. Ricker picks up the stolen base, and as is the case most times, he picked it up on Robinson. Robbie with that slow, easy windup, and Ricker took off immediately on the first pitch. Murdoch's throw, just a little low. Excuse me, Pat.
I'm just going to say it's his 5th steal of the year, and he was in there well ahead of the throw.
Robinson misses high and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Now he went behind on Ricker 3-0 and finally gave up the base hit. And now he's down 2-0 to Penn after being right around the plate on every pitch up until then. walks towards second, checks his man. Fly ball hit to center field. Posey started back, but canters under it, and the Expos go down. Penn flying out to center field. One base hit, one runner left. No runs scored, and at the end of an inning and a half here in South Bend at Coveleski, Rockford nothing and the White Sox nothing.
There are a lot of great plays you can make in baseball. There's the liner. There's the hummer. There's the dinger. But the best play of all is the Whopper. That's right. And you can make it by heading down to Burger King and ordering a Whopper sandwich. When you do that, you get a special coupon good for half-price tickets to selected White Sox games. It's the Burger King Baseball Bonanza. Details, game listings at participating Burger Kings. Or call the Sox at 924-1000.
Sports Vision not only covers NCAA football action, but they also take a peek into the NFL. Every week on Sports Vision, Tex Schramm hosts Dallas Cowboys Weekly, which takes you behind the scenes of the Cowboys organization for information that most fans can't get. It also takes you into the homes of the players to get to know them better and gives you up-close and personal profiles of Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Don't miss Dallas Cowboys Weekly this week on Sports Vision, Chicago's winners on cable.
On August the 4th in South Bend, they'll have a For Kids' Sake night. Just go to any of the For Kids' Sake sponsors you see and pick up a coupon, bring it to the ticket office here at Coveleski, and you'll get a free general admission ticket to that ball game against Madison. That's on August the 4th.
Batting fourth and playing left field.
Ray Payton steps in for the White Sox, number 4 hitter. 8 home runs, as Pat mentioned to you earlier, 60 RBIs, hitting .272. Big, rangy Payton, slightly closed stance, deep in the box, and Brito misses outside. Payton, Allen, and Cruz for the Sox, the middle 3 here in the bottom of the second inning in a scoreless ball game. The one base hit belongs to Troy Ricker. 60 RBIs, you see, lead the White Sox. Payton swings. Doesn't get it. A ball on a strike, nobody out. Brito wasting no time. Misses down and away. 1-2 the count.
Payton, one of the bright prospects for the White Sox ball club. There are several prospects on either team not in the lineup tonight.
He wraps it solidly to left field, does Payton, gets by. Falk, the ball going all the way to the wall. Payton turning second, going to try for third. He's going to have to hurry, and he makes it sliding. I don't know whether Falk touched that ball or not, whether they'll give him a triple or a single and a 2-base error. But Falk charged it. The ball was right down at his feet, and he pulled up just a little too late. Here's the replay.
Well, Payton drives this ball hard, and Falk comes charging in. Then he decides to short hop it and just loses footing. He is learning the outfield, Jim Falk is. He played a different position for most of his earlier years, and he's just learning the outfield. Alan Bannister says he has trouble concentrating out there at times. Sometimes throws to the wrong bases and so forth, but has a lot of raw ability. But that one just got away from him.
Allen standing in now, left-handed hitter for the Sox with a runner at third. Triple for Payton. Falk did not touch the ball. Earl Mishler, our official scorer and statsman from the South Bend Tribune, took a very close look at the replay, and the ball going all the way to the wall. Left fielder did not touch it. Give Payton a triple. So the Sox 90 feet away from getting on the board first. Nobody down. Ground ball, base hit into right field. So Payton's triple, Allen's single. And it's 1-0 Chicago with nobody out on the bottom of the second inning. South Bend, I should say. South Bend White Sox.
Well, these kids hoping that one day you'll be talking about them for the Chicago White Sox, but 26th RBI of the year for Larry Allen, and he hit a rope into right field.
Here it is.
On the inner half, he gets the bat head out in front, and Allen just drives this ball. No chance for a play for anybody. And Allen often batting in the middle part of the lineup, just getting his 26th RBI, but he'll gladly accept it. And the White Sox, this might be the first time they've had a lead when we've televised.
I think that's true, Pat. Cruz, the hitter now. Allen at first. Brito comes set and called strike. Nande Cruz, the shortstop, 249, 24 RBIs, no home runs.
Tom, you see he's hitting right-handed. Remember earlier in this year he's a switch hitter, but he gave that up, and he has lately just been hitting from the right side.
Excellent feature article on him in the local papers here over the weekend, and that fact was underscored, Pat, that he did get away from the switch hitting, and since then has been hitting very, very well. A ball and a strike to count, and Brito goes back to first.
Cruz has also been very sharp in the field this year. He is up among the leaders in fielding percentage in the Midwest League at the shortstop position.
Nande looking to lay down a bunt.
There's an 18-year-old kid. Between he and Javier Ocasio at second base, Steve Dillard thinks that the Chicago White Sox have a couple of kids to keep an eye on in the next several years.
The 2-1 pitch on its way. Ground ball chopped toward third. Cianfrocco long throw, and they didn't get him. Cianfrocco had to wait for that big lollipop to come down, and Cruz legs it out at first. So the inning's still very much alive. 3 base hits, a triple and 2 singles.
Well, this ball is chopped right off of home plate, and as you said, Cianfrocco can only wait and try to make the strong throw. He gets rid of it fairly quickly, but Cruz got out of the box in a hurry and legs out the infield hit. And the Sox have something going here with nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning.
Ed Smith going to check with third base coach, make sure everybody's on the same page here. Sox have a promise of a big inning going here in the bottom of the second inning. Nobody out, a run in already. Payton opened up with a triple, then 2 singles behind him. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Smith the hitter. Mario Brito with a record of 12-7. Ground ball chopped behind the plate. .227, a home run and 31 RBIs for the big fella at third base. Sox have played to 118,080 thus far this season in 50 dates. That's an average of 2,362 fans. And as we mentioned before on our telecast, the City Fathers and this ball club was looking for an average of somewhere around 2,000 each ball game. They felt they would be very satisfied with it, and they're well over that.
And that average attendance that you mentioned, Tom, second in the entire league, second only to the highly successful Peoria Ball Club. So great start here for minor league baseball in South Bend. Rather slim crowd on hand here tonight. Not near, I don't think, the seasonal average.
Quite hot. I would imagine most folks are home taking advantage of that air conditioning this evening. But in any event, Sox have had crowds 4,900, 4,800, 42, 41, 34. Brito. Ground or line drive right back to the pitcher. They're going to get 2 out of it. And coming back on his stomach is Cruz to first base. So Smith just sort of hit that right off the handle, right back to Brito, who turned alertly and got the second man out.
It was a kind of a nubber, Tom, and well off of second base was Allen, and he's doubled up very easily. So big play there for Rockford, and now have a chance to get out of the inning.
Indeed they do. 2 men down now and a runner at first rather than nobody out, and runners at first and second. Here's Murdoch, the catcher. Brito goes back to first again, and again Cruz in on his chest. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run here. Penn holding him very close.
Cruz with 41 steals to Tie for the lead for South Bend.
Fake that time. Brito missed outside. A ball and no strikes. 2 men down. Sox leading 1-0 on a triple by Payton and a single by Allen to produce the first and only run on the ball game. Kenneth Pledger on deck for the White Sox. Here he goes inside with a fastball. Throw high, and he's in. Cruz goes in on his chest. Stolen base for Nande Cruz.
Number 42 for Nande puts him 1 ahead of his teammate Rodney McRae, and he had this play beaten rather easily. He's in there well before the ball arrives.
Now Murdoch can pick him up with a base hit. 42 out of 55. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. This kid comes to play, does Cruz. Fly ball well hit to deep left center field. Way back, and it is out of here. Murdoch hit it a ton. Close to 380, 390 feet to left center field. Big home run for Kevin Murdoch, and I mean he got all of that.
First home run of the year for Kevin Murdoch, who's not had a chance to play regularly. That's only his 49th at-bat of the season here for South Bend. And he just crushed it.
Sox pick up runs 2 and 3 and lead 3-0. Too bad that double play was in there. For it to be 4-0 with still nobody out. There's that home run swing. You can see Ricker and Falk giving it a run, and she's up on the terrace for the home run. Kevin Murdoch hitting 167 stepping in that time, and I mean he hit that one. Leary behind the plate really talking to Brito. No balls and 2 strikes on Pledger. Sack's empty now in the bottom of the second. Brito gets him swinging, picks up his second strikeout, but the Sox have a big inning indeed. 4 base hits, good for 3 runs, the 2 big hits, a triple by Payton and a home run by Kevin Murdoch with a man on. And at the end of 2 full here at Coveleski in South Bend, the Sox 3, Rockford 0.
Ray Harrah, the king of Nissan, says no gimmicks, just great deals, because nobody sells Nissans for less. At King Nissan, you can own a new Nissan Sentra or a new Nissan truck for just $97 per month. The choice is yours. A new Nissan Sentra or truck for only $97 per month. That's right, only $97 per month. Get your deal of a lifetime. Discounts up to $4,000. Prices starting at $59.95, 2.9% financing, and a payment of only $97 per month. Nobody sells Nissans for less. Ray Harrah's King Nissan, home of king-size discounts. 5757 West Dewey in Niles.
Now we're in for some more fun. Surprise! Getting it out of the sand.
Let's all have fun as we present the 1988 Crosby Celebrity Golf Tournament. Catch the legends of the entertainment field and the superstars of the sports world as they compete for charity in the pleasant and enjoyable surroundings of the beautiful Bermuda Run Country Club.
Coolin' it. Yes, it really pays to be a coolin' it. Coolin' it. There's lots of ways to be.
Sports Vision will be featuring consecutive nights of live Chicago White Sox action. Tomorrow and Wednesday, Tony La Russa brings the Oakland A's into town. Both games starting at 7:30. La Russa and the A's against Fergosi and the White Sox. Next 2 nights, exclusively on Sports Vision. Chicago's winners on cable.
3-0 Sox on 4 base hits. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Rob Leary, then the top of the order, Jim Falk and Jesus Paredes. Robinson with a big 3-run pad delivers and popped up behind the plate.
Randy Robinson. They call him here the Creature, his teammates call him, and the name is derived from his older brother, Ron, with Cincinnati.
Well hit the left field. Payton backs up 2 or 3 steps, hit right at him. Just a big out. Leary hit that very, very well, but right at Ray Payton in left field. Here's Jim Falk, who flied out to center field his first time up to open up the ball game against Robinson. Outfield swings around toward the right field line. Posey over in right center field. They give him all of left center field. Looks to bunt, takes the strike. Smith starts to walk on the delivery toward the grass portion of the infield. Everybody else back. Murdoch try to get that up around knee high, and no dice.
Now he's a better looking guy than the creature, don't you think?
I think so. The creature, I wouldn't take kindly to that. Ground ball, base hit past the diving Cruz at shortstop. A single for Falk, who just stayed with that. Ball was on the outside corner of the plate, just served it into left field for a base hit. Second hit off of Robinson. And here is Paredes, Jesus Paredes, the second baseman, fanned in the first inning. Just joined the ball club and gets a start at second base tonight. Stance just a tiny bit open. Robinson goes back to first. Payton in shallow left field. And Murdoch going to visit the plate and talk to Robinson.
There's Kevin Murdoch, the early hero of the ball game. Mentioned earlier, several big prospects on these different teams out of the lineup tonight. You talked about Mike Maxudian with a hand injury. That's what has allowed Murdoch to start tonight. Rockford has Greg Colburn, their normal catcher, who's a great prospect according to Bannister. He's out of the lineup tonight.
Pitch out, and Falk does not go.
Also, Rockford missing a great young shortstop, Delino DeShields, who is 18 years old, hitting about 253 for Rockford. He's hit 9 home runs as a shortstop, and he has stolen 51 bases, but not able to play. He's hobbling around with a bad ankle.
Again, Robinson back to first and not in time.
Randy Robinson's brother Ron, who's I believe now in the DL with Cincinnati. I started to mention earlier that Pete Rose, when he was a teammate of Ron Robinson, named him the True Creature.
Now we got 2 creatures.
So he's the True Creature, and Randy, his younger brother, is just the Creature.
There he goes. Foul ball back on the screen. The True Creature and the Creature. Oh, gracious.
How'd you like to go after the last scoop of mashed potatoes at that table?
Yeah. I wonder if he's got a younger brother, and if he does what they call him Little Creature.
Probably good looking.
Yeah. Robbie comes set, looks to first, and took a lot off that one. 2 balls and a strike, 1 man down, a runner on at first. Sox leading 3-0 on that big home run by Murdoch to pick up 2 of the 3 in the bottom of the second inning. Robinson very concerned about Mr. Falk at first base. That time almost threw it away, but Allen got the big mitt in front of it.
Falk has just 16 steals so far this year, but when Bannister talked about him, one of the first thing he mentioned was his speed. There he goes.
There he goes is right, and another foul ball. Just got a piece of that, did Paredes.
Falk, one of those guys that falls into a category that many of these youngsters in this league do. He's young. He was a multi-sport star through high school and so forth, and now trying to make baseball a career. And sometimes the concentration lapses. That combined with not necessarily a natural feel and knowledge of the ball game sometimes will get him into trouble. That's why these managers down here always talk about repetition, doing the same things over and trying to make it second nature of how to think and react when you're on the field.
Robinson now goes to 3-2 on the number 2 hitter Paredes, and again goes back to first base. Falk is out of North Carolina, the young kid at first base, the runner for the Expos. There he goes, and foul ball again on the screen.
So Falk will have a good sweat going there any second now at first base.
16 out of 20. Indeed, he is a threat on the bases. There he goes again, and a fly ball into left field, drops in front of Payton, and runners at first and second as Falk took the big turn around second and held on. So Paredes hung in there and just looped a single into left field, a one-hopper to Ray Payton. There's Paredes at first base. What a baby face. They couldn't call that kid creature. He's just too good looking a kid.
Well, he sure earned that hit. He must have fouled off 5 pitches or so before he got one he could handle.
Here's John Mello, hit by a pitch in the first inning. Robinson in a speck of trouble here now. One man out. There's the runner going from third. The runner goes to second, and they pick him up, throw him out at second base. Double steal on, sort of a delayed steal. Paredes waited just a tad as Falk headed for third, and Murdoch decided to go to second base and made it.
Murdoch looked like he hesitated for a second, but no, he had his eye on second base all the way, and he threw out Paredes by a mile.
In the meantime, Falk goes into third base. Robinson delivers, and the ball fouled off to our right and out of play. So Murdoch has been right in the middle of this ball game, both offensively and defensively here very early. Has thrown a runner out at second on a double steal to record the second out in what could have been a sort of tedious inning for Robinson, and had, of course, the big 2 home run ball in the bottom of the second. Oh my. Mello waves at it. Wasn't even close.
Couldn't have hit that one with a paddle.
A ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Paul Fry. Falk at third base. His club trailing 3-0. Robinson into the full windup. Comes sidearm, and it ripped foul. Well foul. Again up on the terrace. And no takers this time. Where are those kids out there?
One kid's exhausted. The other kid got bowled over. He doesn't want to try it again.
A ball and 2 strikes. John Mello, the number 3 hitter in the lineup for the Expos, stands in against Robinson. And this time he lays off it high and outside. 2-2 the count. .227, 5 for 22. A home run and 7 RBIs for Mello. As we mentioned, he had a home run last night up at Comiskey. Great ball, and way out in front of it. Not happy with himself at all. So Robinson records his 3rd strikeout. One man thrown out at second on the double steal. The other guy left at third. 2 base hits for naught for the Expos, and at the end of 2.5 in South Bend, the Sox 3, Rockford 0.
If a college player is able to steal a sign, nothing objectionable, nothing illegal. My goodness, I can tell you about fight camps where they send spies into each other's camp.
That doesn't bother you?
Does it bother me?
Yeah.
You don't know that they're there.
You don't have that in tennis.
My point is, though, if you cheat at tennis and if you cheat at golf, that's really bad.
When I deal signs in football and baseball, that's considered.
Joust, what I'm saying is, how do you determine when it's cheating and when it isn't? I want to bring up another point. You guys may remember this.
It's not cheating. Any intelligent baseball player, as Joust knows, can steal the signs of the third base coach because they're out there in the open, and all you have to do is watch the routine that he goes through, touching on his body.
What do you think about a guy?
Tune into the sports writers every week And we thank you so much for watching.
Hall of Famer Bob Feller is going to be here at Coveleski Stadium to sign autographs and meet the fans. He will be pitching in exhibition style against several area celebrities. That'll be on August the 3rd.
Rapid Robert, my hero when I was a kid. My all-time hero. One of the very, very few players who never threw a ball in the minor leagues. Came off the farms in Van Meter, Iowa, right up with the Indians. What a career. Rip foul outside first by Hosey. No balls and 2 strikes on the center fielder. So Feller will be here on Wednesday. And if you've never seen a true Hall of Famer, I'm sure he'll be out here signing autographs and visiting with the folks. Here's Hosey's record against Rockford. Again, Brito misses outside.
Now, you're going to step in there and hit against your idol?
I'd love to. I'd love to.
I hope he doesn't.
He saw the bat right off of my hand now, and he's about 70 years old, probably.
I hope he doesn't toss you a little chin music.
Oh, no. Because, you know, the book on him, even with the great fastball that he was noted for, all the experts will tell you that his big pitch was the curveball. That set up everything else. Had a great curveball. He ever threw that curveball at me? Looked like it's coming from the third base dugout. Man, I'd bail out. You'd never see me. Oh, my. Hosey runs it full to 3-2. He could really throw that ball.
We'll send you up there with some goalie equipment. Get your big headgear there and big pads.
I'll be the creature. Whoa! Hose went after one way outside. Didn't get it. Not even close, and goes down swinging to open up the bottom of the 3rd. Here's Ocasio, who grounded out short to first his first time up.
Brito rolled that one over a little bit. It started on the outside corner and drifted further outside, but Hosey fans for the 2nd time in the game, and it's the 3rd K for Brito overall.
High fastball, and Ocasio looked at Brito that time. Figured I better get out of here and get a breath and come back in.
Brito can bring it when he decides to pump up on one. He can throw the ball in the upper 80s.
Ground ball, cut off at first base by Penn. Pitcher covering, close play, and his man's out. Nice play executed by 2 minor league ball players. Penn to Brito for the ground out. Here's the replay.
Ocasio inside outs the ball, and a nice play to his right by Penn, and a perfect toss. Brito there in plenty of time.
Here's Bernhardt, grounded out short to first in the 1st inning to close out the 1st. The DH tonight, hitting 286. High with a fastball is Brito. Chopped foul toward 3rd and foul. Cianfrocco. Getting back to Bob Feller, he missed three and a half, close to 4 seasons, I guess, during World War II. One of the first big-time athletes to go in the service. High is Brito. Heavens knows how many ball games he would have won in that period of time. Here's Bernhardt against Rockford. 289, 11 for 38. That's just about what he's hitting against everybody. 286 curveball. 2-2 the count. Again, an excellent poker hand up on the scoreboard for 2 at bat, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Ground ball over the hill. Second baseman can't cut it off. Base hit for Bernhardt. Paredes gave it a try and got the glove on it, but couldn't hold on. Had he come up with it, he had no play at first base anyhow.
So Bernhard picks up the base hit as he drives this ball up the middle, and good range shown by Paredes to get as far as he did, but just hits off the toe of his glove. And the Sox have a runner with 2 men out.
Here's Payton, who tripled into left field his first time up and scored the first Sox run. Ocasio at first base. Slider in there for a strike. Payton's triple was a line drive that landed right at the footsteps of left fielder Falk. As Pat said, he tried to short hop the ball, started in on a low line drive, and it got over his head, went all the way to the boards, and Payton wound up at third base to open up that big second inning. Later scored on a single by Allen. Swings and doesn't get it. In the hole now, Payton. 0-2 to Brito.
Ray having a big year driving in runs. We mentioned earlier he's got 60 RBIs for the year. Mike Maxudian is not playing tonight. He's got 50, and after those two, quite a drop-off for the South Bend team. Offense has been, if you have to point the finger at a disappointing season, the Sox have had a lot of trouble scoring runs. The hitting has been hurting them more than their pitching.
There goes Bernhard. Here's the throw to second, and not in time. Ball gets through to center field. Bernhard on his way to third. The throw, and gets past the third baseman. But Brito very alertly backing up at third. Or Bernhard could have just walked down that third base line. So the Sox running tonight. Here's the replay.
White Sox lead the league in steals, and they're at it again tonight. Rob Leary fires this ball to the first base side, and Paredes couldn't come up with it. So Ocasio, or rather Bernhard, picked himself up and headed to third easily. And you're right, if Brito isn't heads up and backing up that play at third, had Bernhard been able to capture any more oxygen, he could have gotten home.
That's true. You saw that graphic, 23 out of 35. Pat told you this club can run. They lead everybody in stolen bases. Payton now with a chance to knock him in, and doesn't get it. Breaking ball outside. Payton goes down swinging. The inning ends. The Sox get a base hit, leave a man on third. No runs scored at the end of 3 full here in South Bend at Coveleski. South Bend White Sox 3, Rockford Expos 0.
For hard-hitting, off-the-wall excitement, don't miss the U.S. Open Racquetball Finals on Sunday, August 21st at 1 p.m. Greg Lucas and Steve Strandamo bring you all the action from Houston, Texas, as the best in the U.S. ready their rackets for the Open Championships. It's all Sunday the 21st at 1, the U.S. Open Racquetball Finals, only on Sports Vision, Chicago's winners on cable.
Coming up tomorrow night on Sports Vision at 6 o'clock, it's Chicago Racing. At 7 o'clock, Sox 88 Weekly, the Jim Fregosi Show. At 7:30, the White Sox and the Oakland A's. And then at 10:30 tomorrow night, the Sports Writers on TV. All of those gentlemen well-spoken, well-versed in all areas of sport, but all with faces made for radio. All that tomorrow night on Sports Vision. Wait till I'll just get ripped in a couple of columns.
That's
now.
right. 3 creatures, at least 3 creatures. Tellender's a pretty good-looking guy, but the other 3 guys, creatures.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they had to have Tellender in there to, balance it off a little bit.
That's right.
That's like with you and me up here, we got to have Paulie in the booth for somebody.
That's right. Well hit to left field. Payton gives it the home run look, and it is out of here. Paul Fry hit the first pitch and drilled it over the 360 mark. And he turns third with the Expos' first run, and he hit that one a mile. Peyton never even turned around after the ball, just gave it that look over his shoulder. Home run, Paul Fry, number 12 on the season, his 56th RBI. The Expos on the boards. Here it is.
Fry gets it all. It's on the inner half, and this ball gets out of here in a hurry. Peyton took a couple of steps and then said, there's no chance for that. 3-1 now in favor of the White Sox.
And here's Cianfrocco, who can also hit it out of here. Looking to bunt, however. A ball and no strikes. Pat and I made mention of this club and what the middle of that order looks like in home runs and RBIs, and Fry just really unloaded one. Cianfrocco swings breaking ball up high. A ball and a strike. Archie Cianfrocco. Rome, New York. Purdue University grad. Side armor. Again, Robinson has him swinging. These Expo kids are looking at that pitcher out there like, for heaven's sake, why can't I hit that? Mello, the last time up, was very upset with himself. Jumped all over one and never got any of it.
Well, that's what Don Cooper was talking about before the ball game. Due to the fact that Robinson doesn't have the overpowering fastball, he throws pitches up there, and the fact that he's always around the plate, you're right, the hitters wonder why they can't get to him.
That one he just held on too long, and back to the screen.
Just like I said, he's always around that plate.
Always around the plate.
Throws the next one 10 feet wide.
Even on the rebound, he's always around the plate. That one came right back almost to the plate. 2-2 the count, nobody out. Cianfrocco swings at the breaking ball and goes down swinging. So that's number 4. Here it is.
He may not overpower you, but he can get his share of strikeouts, and that one breaks down and away sharply. Great pitch there by the creature.
I wouldn't want the creature to get angry with me for calling him the creature, though.
Well, this is our last game.
Yeah, well, I'm bailing out right away. I'm going to be in the parking lot very quickly. Ground ball, foul past the dugout down the third base line. 3-1 the count. Sox got 3 at the bottom of the second, and the Expos here with a home run ball off the bat of Paul Fry, the DH. Boy, Hernandez, he had a notion to go after that too, and just laid off it. A ball and a strike. Cesar Hernandez, who struck out his first time up. Robinson comes sidearm, just about got a little piece of it. Robbie throws and gets him by a step.
Little number off the bat of Hernandez here. Robinson has to get off of the hill, and the ball takes a little squib hop. There it is, but Robinson stayed with it and threw him out easily.
Troy Ricker, the hitter, a single and a stolen base, had that single to left field in the second inning. Another big, strong, strapping kid stands a little bit away from the plate, deep in the box, square stance. Lets that breaking ball go by. Robinson misses and falls behind on the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Ricker hails out of Colton, California. Looks again at the breaking ball, doesn't bite. 3-0 the count.
Not sure if his older brother Ron is the same way, Tom, but Randy Robinson gets that ball, looks for the sign, and let's get at it.
Misses, and I believe that's his first walk of the ball game. On 4 straight, he loses Ricker. Here's Penn, who flied out to center field his first time up. Trevor Penn, the first baseman, came in here hitting .236. Robinson, with 2 men out, has a runner at first base. Ricker stole second the first time he was on here this evening. Allen, of course, holding him very close to the bag. Fly ball hit pretty solidly to center field, but Posey on the dead run hauls it in for the out. So Penn flies out to center field to end the inning. One big run, a home run by Paul Fry. One man left on, and at the end of 3.5 here at Coveleski in South Bend, the total's 3-5-0 for the Sox, 1-4-1 for Rockford.
Oh, great king of the jungle, who's the king of the car dealers?
Please tell us.
The king of the car dealers is Bob Rohrman.
It's Christmas in July at Schaumburg Honda Automobiles and Arlington Acura in Palatine.
Free 10-speed bikes on every new car purchase. We're #1 in Honda because you're #1 with us. We're #1 in Acura because you're #1 with us.
Ho, 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 ho!
We've got it all for you this week on The Golf Show, including a look at one of the country's top courses and a reminder on rules from the USGA, equipment news to update your game, plus insightful interviews with some of the top names in golf like Pete Dye. Tips to help your game from Jack Nicklaus's Golf My Way and 86 PGA Player of the Year Bob Gray. All this and more this week on The Golf Show.
August 5th is AT&T night here at the ballpark. AT&T will be giving away 3-minute long distance calls anywhere in the continental United States here at Coveleski Stadium during the ball game against the Madison Muskies. The fun begins at 7 o'clock on AT&T night, Friday, August 5.
Will you call me that night?
I sure will.
Good. I'll be there. At least somebody will.
What would you like me to call you? Oh, boy, you set me up so well. Here's Allen. Singled his first time up and drove in that first run of the ball game for the Sox after Peyton hit triple to left. Mario Brito on the mound, 12-7 record for the Expos. And nice one into left field. Falk backs up and Allen goes down. Fly ball to left field. One down. Nande Cruz steps in for the White Sox. Nande singled, stole a base in that big second inning. Ground ball right back to the mound. Brito, good athlete, very quick, sets himself up very well after delivering the ball and was right there to field the ground ball. Not every pitcher is in a good position to field that ball right back at him, but Brito handled it very, very well. Here's Eddie Smith, lined out to the pitcher, and as the front end of that double play, it sort of put a damper on the second inning until Mr. Murdoch come up and hit one right out of here for a 2-run home run. Brito behind 2 balls and no strikes with 2 men down. The aforementioned Murdoch on deck. Neither pitcher wasting too much time on this very hot night. Curveball misses outside. In the hole is Brito, 3-0. Gets the corner, 3-1. Hitter's pitch here. Brito misses high, and Smith will take the walk. So the Sox get a base runner with 2 men down. That's the first walk of the ball game by Brito. And here's Mr. Murdoch, who absolutely busted one in the second inning for a 2-run home run to deep left center field. ball hit right under the Jordan Auto Mall sign, and that sign is immediately under the big message board on the scoreboard here. So Murdoch got all of it, if you're familiar with this ballpark. Fastball in there, called strike one. 336 down each line, 360 in the alleys, and 405 to dead center field. A ball and a strike. 2 men down. Murdoch the hitter. Smith edges off first base. That went in there also for a called strike. Murdoch, your typical looking catcher, very stocky, good strong legs. Lets it go, and it misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Bottom of the 4th. Sox leading 3-1. Runner on. Murdoch the hitter. There he goes. And they call him out on strikes. Murdoch caught looking. And the Sox leave a runner on. No hits, no runs, no errors at the end of 4 full here at Coveleski in South Bend. The White Sox 3 and Rockford 1.
Hi, Sox fans. I'm John Rooney. I have a question for you, and we'll get the skipper to help out here. Who has the very best coaches show, managers show of any sport in all of baseball? Jim Fregosi, do you know the answer?
John, I don't think there's any question about it. I think the Jim Fregosi Show is the finest baseball show and sports show on TV today. And most of it is because of the great host that you are, John.
And the great skipper that we have with the White Sox, Jim Fregosi.
Boy, we can both lie, can't we?
We can lie with the best of them, but I'll tell you what, we have the most fun, win or lose, win, lose, or draw, you name it. You've got it right here on Sports Vision. Monday nights, 10:30, Sox 88 Weekly, the Jim Fregosi Show, Sports Vision, Chicago's winners on TV.
Heading into the 5th inning here in South Bend, the White Sox leading Rockford 3-1. Coming up on August the 8th here at Coveleski, South Bend Library Night. Now, why didn't I think of that? All fans who flash their South Bend Library card will receive a general admission ticket for $1. Game will start at 7 o'clock against Wausau. August the 8th, South Bend Library Night. You can come, get a general admission ticket for $1, but you can't cheer for the team. You have to whisper if you're going to bring your library card.
That's right. Bring a good book. All right, Robinson delivering to the bottom of the order. Rob Leary, the catcher for the Expos, lined out to left field. His only time up. We're in the top of the 5th, just about halfway through. Up high again is Robinson. 2 balls and no strikes. Robbie has 4 strikeouts, has walked a man. Given up 3 base hits. 1 a home run ball to Paul Fry last inning. They have trouble with that sidearm fastball. He's got a little something on that.
Well, with that sidearm delivery and the ball breaking anyway toward the outside, he can start that ball inside the inside corner and wind it up way over on the other side of the plate.
Then he'll give you that drop, as he did that time. Imagine if this kid had more velocity on that ball, he'd really be a problem to hit. Swinging.
Well, Don Cooper, his pitching coach, is hoping that an off-season training program will help Robinson in that department, because he certainly looks to have a good feel for the mound. He's got some good stuff. He'd like to be able to pump it in there a little faster once in a while.
There's a little fly ball into right field, and Pledger on the dead run lost the ball. Now here's the throw to second, and Leary, who never quit running, is in at second base.
Well, let's take another look. I'm not sure if Pledger had to dive for that ball, but he did. Let's see now as the Leary lifts it into short right. Pledger coming hard, and I don't know why he tried to dive. I think if he strides after that ball, he can make a waist-high catch, and he knew it was maybe knew it was television time.
Error on the right fielder, Pledger, of the two-base variety, and the Expos have a runner halfway around with nobody out. And we go to the top of the order in the person of Jim Falk. And a line drive, base hit into center field. Runners will wind up at first and third. Hosey throwing from shallow center field overthrew that cutoff man, but there was a lot of support behind the first baseman, Murdoch, right there where he should be. Leary that time just ambled into third base.
Well, he started back towards second, and really he had to. The ball was hit sharply, but it looked as if Ocasio might have a play. So Leary wisely making sure the ball gets through before he took off. And as a result, he was only able to advance one base, and now a huddle on the mound as Steve Dillard doesn't look like he's very happy about what's transpired here the last couple of minutes.
That base hit by Falk was his second of the evening. Now they break it up on the mound, and they get a man up in the bullpen for the Sox. Rob Resnikoff, the left-hander. And there's manager Dillard. As Pat said, doesn't seem to be too happy with the way things are going right now. His club's leading 3-1, but there's runners at the corners now. Nobody out, and Paredes the hitter. So speed at first, speed at the plate. Paredes singled his last time up in the third inning, was thrown out stealing. Robinson working from the stretch and misses high.
Well, the White Sox with a 2-run lead here at the top of the fifth, but a good start here for the Expos, and this might be a key inning in the ball game with the meat of the order coming up here.
John Mello on deck for the Expos. Robinson delivers, and there's that downer. Paredes just waved at it, didn't get it. Sox would like that ground ball, get 2. And maybe in the process, if the ball is hit sharply enough, hold that man at third. Let's see. Way up high is Robinson. Paredes steps out, gets the sign from manager Bannister in the third base coaching box. Runner going from first, and swinging and missing is Paredes. But the man moves up. Clean steal that time by Jim Falk.
Take it away.
Runners at second and third. Now let's see if they put him on. Oh, I guess not. That would not be a wise decision at the moment. It's 2-2. Ground ball to first. Allen doesn't get anybody. Allen looked home as if to throw home. I think he had a play there originally.
He more than had a play there. No question about it. Larry just froze when he got the ball. The runner broke home right away. Allen fielded the ball cleanly. And Randy Robinson, now watch this. The ball bounced to the first baseman. Allen has a play at home. Now thinks he's going to get the base run at the hitter. Can't get anybody, and Randy Robinson took his glove and threw it to the turf in disgust. Here's the runner held up at third base. He thought he was dead meat, but Allen just froze with the ball, and a brain cramp cost the Sox at least one out.
Error on the first baseman, Allen. So a run scores to make it 3-2, and we still have runners at the corners. Here's John Mello, and nobody out.
They'll give Paredes a ribby on the play.
Robinson now just a little out of sync on the mound after that play. Runner goes again. Murdoch throws, and not in time. You can see Cruz just hang around in front of second base looking for that man off third to go. So a steal by Paredes. Second stolen base of the inning. Runners at second and third, and the same scenario now.
Well, Randy Robinson's got to try to pull himself together here. He's been the victim of awful backup support. The inning started on a harmless fly ball to right that should have been caught, was not. One out given away. The first baseman Allen gave away another out when he froze after fielding the ball. This should have been a harmless inning, but the Expos really have something going here. It's still nobody out.
Mello in the hole again. No balls and 2 strikes. He fanned his last time up and was not happy about it at all. Robinson's going to have to get it done himself, as Pat told you. Side armor, fly ball, foul, way over the stands and out of play.
Again, we mention it time and time again, Tom, but this is the Midwest League. These are all very young people. Now, for example, there's Robinson, very disgusted with what's happened in this inning. But on the last play, when Allen fielded the ball, then froze, costing a run and an out, Robinson throws his mitt to the turf in disgust, showing up his teammate, and that's just something that he'll learn with time. You can't do if you're going to make it to the big leagues.
Mello again out in front of a breaking ball. And I might just add one thing, Pat. I certainly don't want to get on Robinson, but he never did head for first base, I don't believe.
That's right.
To maybe help out the first baseman.
It's exactly right. Once Allen didn't make the throw home, he had no play because it was only going to be him to get to first base. Robinson was caught halfway, so he's not entirely blameless himself.
0-2 to Mello. Runners at second and third. And swings and doesn't get it again. So John Mello goes down on strikes for the second time. That's a big man out of there. And here comes Fry, who hit one.
Big bender here, and Mello doesn't get it. The 5th strikeout of the ball game for Robinson. Gets the first out of the inning. And here's the big bopper, at least in his last time at bat.
Fry, the DH. Ground ball, base hit in the left field. 1 run scores. And the runner held up at third by Bannister. So Fry just jumped on the first one. Base knock into left field. RBI for Fry. And just like that, we've got a 3-3 ball game.
Breaking ball low on the inner half, and Fry drills it into left field. And here comes Dillard to the mound. That's going to be it for Robinson.
In the pen. I thought Resnikov was, there's somebody wearing, oh, it's 33, excuse me. Conde is coming in out of the bullpen for the Sox. So Robinson with less than 100% support here in the top of the 5th inning, leaves with 1 man out. So he went 4 1/3 innings, allowed 3 runs, 6 hits, and leaves runners on. All right, we'll be back here at Coveleski in South Bend. Right now, let's pause for these messages.
Hi, Sox fans. I'm John Rooney, and I have a question for you, and we'll get the skipper to help out here. Who has the very best coaches show, managers show of any sport in all of baseball? Jim Fregosi, do you know the answer?
John, I don't think there's any question about it. I think the Jim Fregosi Show is the finest baseball show and sports show on TV today. And most of it is because of the great host that you are, John.
And the great skipper that we have with the White Sox, Jim Fregosi.
Boy, we can both lie, can't we?
We can lie with the best of them, but I'll tell you what, we have the most fun, win or lose, win, lose, or draw, you name it. You've got it right here on Sports Vision, Monday nights, 10:30, Sox 88 Weekly, the Jim Fregosi Show, Sports Vision, Chicago's winners on cable.
Here's the numbers on Randy Robinson as he leaves 4 1/3, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 2 bases on balls, struck out 5 men. On the mound now for the Sox in relief is Argenis Conde, 21-year-older out of Venezuela. He started Saturday against Springfield, went 5 1/3 innings, no decision in a 3-2 ball game that the Sox won. And he's 0-5, 3.70 ERA in 7 starts. This is his first relief appearance. Argenis Conde, C-O-N-D-E. And the first guy he's going to face is Archie Cianfrocco, the second baseman, who popped up to second or to short and struck out. Expos still have a big inning going, only 1 man out, runners at the corners. They've got 2 runs in and have tied a ball game that they trailed in 3-0 at the end of 2. Conde comes right overhand and misses. Yes, he hit the outside corner at the knees and gets the called strike. A ball and no strikes to Cianfrocco. Hernandez on deck for the Expos. Conde inside and knocks Cianfrocco down. Gets his attention. A ball and a strike.
A rather late reaction by Cianfrocco, and he almost took that one right on the elbow.
See if Conde now works to the outside corner of the plate after loosening up his right-handed hitter. Ground ball hit sharply to short, to second for 1, to first for 2, and Sox get out of the inning on a sharp double play from Cruz to Ocasio to Allen. The big DP, short to second, to first. In the meantime, Rockford comes up with 2 big runs, and at the end of 4 1/2 here at Coveleski, the White Sox 3, the Rockford Expos 3.
Children believe what their parents tell them.
You're pathetic. You can't do anything right.
You disgust me. Just shut up.
You can't be my kid.
You're worthless.
Hey, stupid, don't you know how to listen?
You're never going to amount to anything.
Why don't you go find some other place to live?
Words hit as hard as a fist. Stop and listen to what you're saying. You might not believe your ears.
I wish you were never born.
Take time out. Don't take it out on your kid.
The broadcast rights to this ball game have been granted to Sports Vision by the South Bend White Sox. solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the express written consent of Sports Vision is prohibited. We're in a 3-3 ball game at Coveleski Stadium in South Bend, Indiana. The Sox 3, Rockford 3. Bottom of the order, Pledger steps in for the White Sox, and to take you the rest of the way, here's Pat Foley. Pat?
Thanks, Tom Denon. As you said, Kenneth Pledger opens it up here for the White Sox, and he'd like to atone for opening the floodgates in the last half inning, as the inning started with a harmless fly ball to his right field position, and he tried to dive for the ball when it appeared he didn't have to, and after the inning got an earful from Steve Dillard when he came to the dugout. Steve Dillard on the left, Alan Bannister on the right, the respective managers, two shortstops who came out of the 1972 College World Series to have excellent big league careers. Dillard played at Ole Miss, and Bannister played at Arizona State, also in the College World Series in 1972. Roy Smalley, who played at USC, and SC won the College World Series that year. Three great shortstops who all locked horns in that 72 College World Series. 2 strikes and a ball to Pledger. Kinnis has really had a rough go of it all year long, hitting 193 entering the game tonight, and has rarely been over 200, and he missed that ball by 1.5 feet. To strike out. Strikeout number 6 for Brito.
I mean, Kinnis better get a seat at the far end of the dugout, because Dillard, as Pat told you, got on him pretty good when he came in from right field after that last half inning, and this time he swung at one. As Pat said earlier, he couldn't hit with a canoe paddle. Wow!
Wayne Hosey rips one and fielded cleanly by Trevor Penn, who steps on first base easily, and quickly 2 men down here for South Bend. Penn with a big smile.
Little self-defense there maybe for a split second for Trevor. That ball was really hit.
Here's Ocasio. Nothing out of 2 tonight. Chops 1 foul. Javier, Steve Dillard says, is an excellent number 2 hitter. He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. He's not afraid to take a couple of pitches to allow a runner, if he has one ahead of him, to maybe try a steal. But here he hits with 2 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th. 3-3 ball game. Count is even, a ball and a strike, as Brito gets ready. The tall right-hander delivers downstairs to make it 2-1.
There's Ocasio's numbers against Rockford.
Overall, though, he's hitting .264 for the year. And this one caught the inside corner. Ocasio didn't agree. But Steve Dorchinetz, the home plate umpire from Taylorville, Illinois, is the man with the final word. The 2-2 just missed inside.
Dorchinetz gave that a good long look also. Full 3-2, 2 men out.
Ocasio ready. Here's the full count pitch. A bender missed inside, and Javier draws a walk. Second walk given up by Brito, and Cesar Bernhardt, the DH, will step in.
Brito had the one bad inning, giving up 3 runs in the second inning. Left fielder didn't help him, but Murdoch cleaned up toward the tail end of the inning with a 2-run home run. And now he's right back in at 3-3.
Throw to first, a runner back. One of the things that was concerning Alan Bannister, as we talked to him before the game, the fact that Brito has been in the rotation and has pitched a lot of innings. He's up about 150 innings now, including tonight. So far this year, he has lost 2 of his last 3 decisions, and Bannister thinks that that's directly because he has been so active and The number of innings that he has logged is becoming a concern to the Rockford manager. There goes the runner. The pitch downstairs. The throw not in time. And the Sox have a runner in scoring position.
Here's Ocasio. There's the pitch to the plate. Ocasio running and gets in there ahead of it. 3 umpires working tonight. There he goes. And he picks up those 3 or 4 quick steps on the pitcher's move.
That's his 13th steal. It's the 3rd for South Bend tonight. As Bernhardt drives one fouled on the first baseline. The White Sox now have 199 stolen bases for the year, which leads the Midwest League. And that's saying something about their speed, because as we've pointed out before, offense has been a problem. Not a lot of guys with huge averages here on this team. So whenever they do get on, they're trying to make something happen.
199 one-basers turned into 2-basers. That's not bad.
The 1-1 pitch. Bounce to the third baseman, Cianfrocco, who will end the inning. So for the White Sox, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. 5 complete here in South Bend. Rockford 3, South Bend 3.
That's hard hit. Ozzie with a diving stop. Out at first base. Oh, what a play by the Sox shortstop, Ozzie Guillen. And here's a drive. That thing is hit. It's tagged deep. That ball is gone. A home run. He hit that against the wind. And it's a brand new ball game at Comiskey Park.
We are the dummies, crashing on through, busting our heads just for you. My name is Vince. This job makes me sore. If you'd buckle up, I wouldn't do it no more. They call me Larry. I'm a dummy too. When you don't buckle up, you're dummy hitting you. Buckle that belt.
These are professional dummies. Do not attempt this at home.
Buckle that belt. Don't one thing you say, and we know we're not wrong. When you go for a ride, put your safety belt on.
The next minor league ball game on Sports Vision comes your way Saturday, August 20th at noon, when the Kenosha Twins host the Beloit Brewers. That's Midwest League Baseball featuring Kenosha and Beloit, Saturday, August 20 at noon, right here on Sports Vision.
We go to the top of the 6th, the 3-3 ball game here in South Bend. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Rockford this inning. Cesar Hernandez will start it off. Nothing out of 2 tonight. Struck out and bounced out. Argenis Condi delivers in a slow roller to the shortstop. Cruz up throwing. He gets his man. Nice play by Nanby Cruz.
Major league play by Cruz. Charged that ball. It looked for a minute as if third baseman might have a chance to cut it off, but Nandy, picture perfect play.
Well, we mentioned it last time here. This kid just looks like Ozzie Guillen in the sense that he really enjoys the game. He can't seem to take enough ground balls and BP and so forth. And one of those guys that just looks like he likes to be on the field. Here's Troy Ricker, who has singled and walked so far tonight. The 1-0 pitch on the way, fouled off to even it up at 1-1.
That one came off the screen. Usually they just roll down that screen and their progress is aborted by the way the screen is constructed, but that baby came right off the facing and right back on the field.
Another bouncer to Cruz, who gets a nice hop. 2 down. So that'll bring up Trevor Penn.
You know, Cruz, to get back to what Pat was mentioning just a moment ago, he's hitting .249. He's got great speed, great enthusiasm for the game. excellent fielder, and he's just the kind of kid that you're going to see in the major leagues somewhere. If he maintains that average, 250, 260, 270 in that area, and plays the game the way he's playing it now, he'll play Major League Baseball.
18 years old, Nandy Cruz. Here's Trevor Penn. Young man himself. He's 21. The first one nips the outside corner. Penn has flied out twice to center field.
Conde is 21.
And that pitch is a called strike, so Conde way ahead of him, 2 strikes and nothing. Argenis Conde in his first full inning of relief came out in the 5th to get out of the inning with the help of a double play. Now with 2 out, nobody on, the 0-2 pitch called strike 3, and Conde works a quick 6th inning. 3 up, 3 down. We are through 5.5 here in South Bend. Rockford 3, the White Sox 3.
Inside Golf comes your way each week with feature stories on the players that make the game exciting.
Trying to win with honor is being a winner.
And the legends of the game looking to win one more time.
Well, I don't ever play any golf tournament to relax and enjoy myself.
Join host Tom Cummings along with lessons from the practice tee by Dr. Gary Wyron and Debbie Steinbach. So get into the swing of it. Watch Inside Golf each week right here on this station.
I'm Jeff Passel.
And I'm John Rooney.
Each week on Sports Week, we'll bring you the latest in the world.
Tribune Family Night. Just clip the coupon that you'll find in the South Bend Tribune. Bring it to the ticket window to receive an individual general admission ticket for $1. Families will receive general admission tickets for the entire family for $5. Remember, these tickets can be upgraded to reserve and box seats. A lot of the young fans out here tonight enjoying the ball game. 3-3 game as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Here's Pat.
Ray Payton will lead it off for South Bend. Ray tripled and scored the first Sox run back in the 2nd inning and struck out in the 3rd. Mario Brito delivers right down Main Street for strike 1. Brito really was only touched up in that 2nd inning. That's when the Sox scored all 3 of their runs. Other than that, he's sailed right along. He's given up only 1 other hit other than the 4 South Bend got in the 2nd inning. The 1-1 pitch to Payton misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. And Payton just nips one. Doesn't get enough though, and it's 2-2. '22-year-old Mario Brito delivers. Bouncing ball to the shortstop, Mello. 1 out. Payton hustled, made that a close play, but Mello had just enough time to record the out.
Brito working on a very hot and humid night, another day that broke records here in South Bend. Just delivered his 83rd pitch to the first man out in the 6th inning.
Here's Larry Allen taking a ball up high. Allen singled and drove in a run and flied out to left field. The 1-0 pitch. Swung and he missed. Allen, the first baseman who was the victim in the 2-run inning for Rockford when he made a nice play fielding a ground ball, then just was unsure of what to do with it, wound up eating it. And he fouls this one off. So Brito out in front, 2 strikes and a ball. Brito going after his 13th victory. He's 12-7. The 1-2. Bounce fouled on the first base line. Andy Cruz on deck for the White Sox as the first baseman Allen digs in. Again, the 1-2 delivery bounces in there to even it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the home plate umpire, Steve Dortchenetz, wants to have a look at that one. And he'll leave it in play. These two teams met after the Chicago White Sox game in Comiskey Park yesterday. Quite a thrill for a lot of these kids. And here's Allen fanning, and 2 men out. The 7th strikeout of the game for Brito.
A little Scroogey there, it looked like.
Brito, not normally a strikeout pitcher. Oh, excuse me, I was looking at the wrong column. Yes, he is. 110 strikeouts in 144 innings entering the game. And here's Cruz fouling off the first offering. Andy Cruz 1 out of 2 tonight. Singled and scored in the 2nd inning. Bounce to the pitcher in the 4th. The 0-1 pitch. Down and away. Evens it up 1-1. Brito to Cruz. Little lofting liner into right center field will drop for a hit. Cruz a big turn. He'll be forced to hold, though, as Hernandez gets the ball in a hurry. It almost gets away, but Brito backing up the play nicely.
Here's the base hit. Nandi just hung right in there and looped it into right center field.
Well, keep an eye on him now. Cruz with his 42nd steal of the year earlier tonight. And you'd have to think that he'll be looking to get a jump here if he can. 2 men out with Cruz at first and Ed Smith digging in at home plate. Smith is 0 for 1. Here's a throw to first, the runner back. Smith bounced in, or rather hit a line drive, winding up in a double play in the 2nd inning and walked in the 4th. Brito to the belt. And delivers low and away.
Get a guy like Cruz on the base paths, and he'll certainly disturb and intimidate that pitcher. Time Brito looked at him once, twice, 3 times, then almost threw it away. So he knows he's there, and he knows he can run.
Ed Smith from Trenton, New Jersey, with a 1-0 count. Brito ready. There goes Cruz. Here's the throw. Bouncing in there, and Andy Cruz has stolen his 2nd base of the night. And the White Sox have 200 steals as a team this year.
There's Brito working. Cruz running. In on his chest. Throw on the hop, and not nearly in time.
So it's 2-0 to Smith, who now has a chance to put South Bend back in the lead. 3-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Brito with a 2-0. That one floats inside, and Smith way ahead of him, 3-0. With first base open, Ed Smith, if he's going to swing, might have to swing at Brito's pitch, because I'd imagine he'll work carefully here. The 3-0 pitch driven to the 3rd baseman, and Cianfrocco will end the inning. Eddie Smith swinging on 3-0, and Rockford able to dodge a bullet. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We're through 6 here in South Bend. The Expos and the White Sox tied at 3.
I take care of my body, play a lot of sports, play to win. I go to Sportmart. They got the best, at the best prices.
For the way you play.
The
The everyday Sport Mart price is guaranteed the lowest in town, or I get the difference in cash. It's the ESP guarantee.
For the way you play.
Save on a full selection of bike, team clothing, coaches' shorts, and athletic apparel. Sport Mart guarantees bike for less.
Sport Mart, for the way you play.
Tom, I've got a club I think you'd be interested in joining.
What's that, Dave? The off-the-wall club, and you're the honorary chairman?
Ha! Real funny, Tom. No, the Chi Sox fan club, the official fan club of the Chicago White Sox, sponsored by Coca-Cola.
That's right. All members receive an official membership card, 2 free tickets to a Sox regular season home game, a complete set of Sox baseball cards, and a special fan club gift.
Remember, a portion of the proceeds would go to the benefit of the Chi Sox Kids Charities, the fight against terminal illness in children.
For more information, call 924-1000. Sign up today.
On August 11th, Pepsi-Cola presents The Famous Chicken. Call the neighbors, wake up the kids. The Famous Chicken returning to South Bend. Still good seats available for this night. Hurry, they're gone fast. Don't miss out. That's August the 11th here at Kovaleski.
You just saw Rob Resnikoff working in the bullpen for the White Sox as we go to the top of the 7th. Game tied up at 3, and Rob Leary, the 9th place hitter, will lead off for Rockford. Leary is nothing out of 2, but he started the 2-run inning in the 5th for Rockford when he lifted a fly ball to right that Pledger failed to come up with, and was a 2-base error, and that got the Expos going.
I'll tell you, this is the kind of a night where a catcher really earns his keep. Leary is absolutely soaking wet.
I'm sure he's just glad to have a chance to play, though. We mentioned earlier the top catcher for Rockford, Greg Colbrun, who is an excellent prospect, has done most of the catching, but he's a little banged up. That's Kevin Murdoch behind the dish for the White Sox. Delivered a big home run earlier. Now the 1-1 pitch, and that one up high to Leary. So Condi with a 2-1 count to Rob Leary.
That red light you see every once in a while when you're looking in over the pitcher's shoulder, that's the jug gun right behind the plate.
This one misses just down low, and now a 3-1 count to Leary. Condi, who's performed better than his 0-5 record indicates. This one fouled off down the first base line. Condi with a 3.7 earned run average.
Fan got that baseball, and as it usually happens, 3 or 4 people went for it about 5 rows behind him. Took one bounce, he turned around, nothing to it.
Full count as Condi delivers to Leary. High pop fly down the first base line. Everybody calling for it. Ocasio will make the play. 1 out. That'll bring up the leadoff man, Jim Falk, who's done his job tonight. 2 out of 3 so far. First pitch from Condi misses for ball 1. When Alan Bannister talked about Jim Falk before the game, he talked about a ton of raw ability that just needs to be harnessed. And this is a young man that has been learning a new position in the outfield. He chops this one foul down the first base line. Good thing, too, because there was no play with his speed if that one stays fair.
Pat, I was pretty much on the move today. I understand that Greg Walker suffered another seizure.
I just heard that talking to Steve Dillard before the game tonight. I guess so, but from what we understand, he has been pretty well stabilized, and obviously we all hope that that's a situation that'll be taken care of in good order.
Very fine young man, very fine ball player for the Sox.
Here's a ball drifting foul down the left field line. Boy, there can't be anything any scarier than that. They were saying that Herm Schneider, the White Sox trainer, referred to it as a life-threatening situation. He said the walker was blue when he got to him.
They did an excellent job on keeping him from swallowing his tongue. And there he was right at first base fielding ground balls and asked somebody to hold it for a minute. And the next thing he's in terrible shape.
You hear about stuff like that, you just often don't. What's the score? Who cares?
Yeah, count your blessings, right?
Every day is one.
Well, I take my hat off to Schneider and the other trainer who got to him. No doubt they did save his life.
Here's a 3-2 pitch on the way, ball 4. And Jim Falk is on for the 3rd time in 4 plate appearances tonight.
Second baseman, Jesus Paredes. Now Conde's not too happy with the call. Thought he had it on the corner at the knees. Well, number 33 is going to have to go to work now on left-handed hitting second baseman Paredes.
Jesus Paredes is 3. Throw to first drives the runner back. Falk stole second base the last time he reached, and another throw over there.
Come on, Connie, come on, boy.
Now Conde, another quick throw, and Falk back safely. Argenis Conde to the belt. Now comes plateward. That one gets away, and the runner will advance. Kevin Murdoch unable to keep it in front of him. And Falk gets into scoring position.
Pass ball on the catcher, Murdoch. Here it is.
Well, Kevin just coming out of the chute before the ball got to him. He started to lift up in anticipation of the man running, which he was not. And he forgot to catch the ball. That was a easily handleable pitch. So with 1 out, a runner in scoring position for the Expos. And this pitch is called ball 2.
Conde didn't like that one either.
Come on, Conde, let me go. Come on, boy. Hey!
Now Conde is ready. Delivers. And it's fouled off. Scoreboard reads 2 strikes and a ball. A 3-3 ball game here in the top of the 7th. The Rockford Expos leading the Northern Division of the Midwest League here in the second half with a record of 29 wins and 14 losses. They have a 4.5 game lead on both Kenosha and Beloit. Meanwhile, the White Sox at the other end of the spectrum, 15 and 26 in the second half entering play tonight. The 1-2 pitch well outside, evens it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Rockford, of course, fighting their way toward a spot in that postseason play in the split season. 4 clubs will go in if indeed 4 different clubs win their divisions in the first and second half.
Rockford didn't miss by much in the first half. They finished second, so it's been an excellent year all around for this ball club. And here's Conde hoping for a strike again, and he is really having a tough time with home plate umpire Steve Dorchinetz. But again, with experience, you'll learn it doesn't help you too much to get angry or show these guys up because they're human and they have feelings too, and they also have the last word.
No, there's no higher court you can go to.
Tell me when you need double barrel action down there.
Condi with a 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. 2 straight walks. And that'll bring up John Mello, the number 3 hitter in the order.
Gonzalez up in the bullpen for the White Sox, the underhander.
Kevin Murdoch out trying to settle down his pitcher, Condi. And right from the start of this inning, Condi has been giving the angry glares to the home plate umpire, so Murdoch trying to get him to concentrate on the proper thing, which is the hitter.
Steve Dillard on your screen there watching the action, or non-action at the moment.
One man out. Runners at first and second. John Mello looks at strike 1. Mello, you just saw, is whiffed twice. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. John Mello, the shortstop for Rockford. Breaking ball fouled off. Mello on tonight in place of Delino DeShields, who is one of the top shortstops in the Midwest League, hobbled with an ankle injury. And that's giving Mello a chance to play a little shortstop tonight.
And I would imagine with the great year DeShields is having at short for the Expos, that's one reason why Cianfrocco is over at third base. He played shortstop for Purdue in the Big Ten and was an excellent one at that.
Now Condi stepping off the runner as the rubber rather, as Falk had a good lead at second base. That's Jim Falk, a lead off second. John Paredes leading off first. Now here's the pickoff play. They got it. Run down. Ocasio to Smith, running him back towards second base. The other man is advanced there, and now nobody's been tagged. First base uncovered. No outs recorded on the play.
Oh, I can't believe that. I can't believe that play. And neither can Dillard. There's nobody at first base.
Well, Peyton, I'm sure, thinking he should back up second base. And Steve Dillard, well, you said it, he can't believe it.
I mean, they had the runner at second base dead. Smitty runs him all the way back to second base.
Now he sees the man at first is at second, but he leaves now, and there's nobody at first base to throw to.
Well, all he had to do was throw the ball to somebody at second base, and somebody would have been out. There was 2 guys almost standing on second base at the same time.
I think you got to run him back. And if you see the other man standing on second, run this guy back. But at first, the runner from first base, Paredes, was heads up enough to realize that nobody was at first, so he just backed off and said, well, that's a little Keystone Cops for you. Here's the pitch bouncing in there. It's 2 strikes and a ball now to John Mello.
And that's no play. That's you assign nothing statistically to anybody there.
They had a guy picked off. Well, that's at least 3 outs that the White Sox have given away in this ball game. An error on a pop fly. A man, Allen, the first baseman, freezing when he had a runner trapped, didn't get anybody out, and there was a play right there where at least one man.
They got him again, maybe. Excuse me.
There's the pickoff play, but he's back in there. When a team such as South Bend has been having difficulty at the plate most of the year, you can't give away outs like they've been giving away in the games that we've seen and expect to win.
Mello's been hanging around home plate now for the last 3 or 4 minutes. Just watching things.
One man out here in the top of the 7th. Runners at first and second. A ball and 2 strikes to Mello. The pitch outside evens it up.
I mean, the guys out in the bullpen are still standing around talking about that last one. Gonzalez is out there. He's got no catcher to throw to. They're watching the game.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball bounced to Smith at third. To second for 1. Ocasio rolls it over. And South Bend able to get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. We go into the bottom of the 7th for 3, South Bend 3.
Hi, I'm Doug Collins, head coach of the Chicago Bulls, inviting you to join me in the Multiplex Pro Basketball Fantasy Camp, September 7th through 10th. Here's your chance to spend 3 days and nights learning NBA basketball from members of the Bulls coaching staff, along with past and present Bulls players. Red Kerr will be on hand to conduct interviews, and the championship game will be televised right here on Sports Vision. Besides instruction in all aspects of the game, the camp includes 3 nights lodging at the luxurious Embassy Suites Hotel, complete catered meals 3 times daily, a game uniform plus practice gear, a videotape of your one-on-one interview and the championship game, plus an awards banquet for the trophy presentations. For more information, call the Multiplex at 498-4030. If you are 30 years of age, you can be a fantasy bull. I promise you it's an experience you'll never forget.
3-3 the count. 6 hits for each ball club, 3 errors in the ball game, 2 by the Sox. And we're in the bottom of the 7th. Stretch inning for the home fans here in South Bend. Rockford had a big, or the Sox had a big 3 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. On a 2-run home run by Kevin Murdoch. Rockford 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. One of their runs, a home run ball to lead off the 4th by Fry.
There is Ed Cedar, the third base coach for the White Sox. Ed Cedar, 26-year-old, born and lives in Waukegan, graduated in '79 from Waukegan West High School, began the year as a player with South Bend, went 0 for 10, and decided coaching looked a little better than playing. He was 0 for 10 with 7 strikeouts, but he said he was the victim of some bad calls. Here's the leadoff hitter, Kevin Murdoch, chopping 1 foul. Ed Cedar making the play. He's got a little fan club down here below us, and it is very little. Real nice guy, though. Likes to laugh. He throws batting practice for South Bend most of the time. But I said, what about that 0 for 10? You can't retire on that. He said, well, I really crushed 1 ball. The guy, but the pitcher made a good play. Here's the 0-1 pitch inside. And it's 1-1 to Murdoch. Kevin Murdoch crushed a home run in the 2nd inning, driving in a pair, and struck out looking in the 4th. This pitch missing low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1 delivery. That's downstairs. And Murdoch way ahead, 3-1.
Just threw his 100th pitch, Pat. Here in the bottom of the 7th at Brito.
He doesn't look like he's lost much either. He's still pumping pretty good. This ball bounced to the third baseman. Cianfrocco has plenty of time and throws him out. That'll bring up Kenneth Pledger, who's had a less than auspicious evening tonight, a rough night in the field, and he's struck out twice at the plate. Trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 7th. Waves at the first pitch, out, well out in front of it, and 1 strike and nothing.
Pledger's 19 years old, out of Benton, Arkansas. great promise, but has just had a horrible year.
Here's a soft fly ball into left field. Falk is there, 2 down. So Jim Falk records the out, and back to the top of the order for Dwayne Hosey. Nothing out of 3 tonight. And Hosey missing the first one by a mile.
Brito gives him a lot of motion, and when he pulls the string on that ball, they're way out in front of it.
Alan Bannister said he can really throw the fastball. He's got a good change, but when his slider is on, he is almost unhittable. He said he's won a couple of games on just about his slider alone. Tall, rangy Mario Brito with a 1-1 delivery. Swung and he missed.
I mean, he's got a little Scroogey on that thing, it looks like to me. That left-handed hitter, that ball's breaking away from him.
It has looked just like that he's been able to roll it over a couple of times tonight. The 1-2 pitch missed inside. Dwayne Hosey, the Sox center fielder, waits on the 2-2. And that one missed to load up the count. Hosey ready for the 3-2 pitch, and he struck him out. That's the 8th strikeout of the game for Brito, and the Sox go quietly in the 7th. We're through 7 complete in South Bend. Rockford 3, the White Sox 3.
Admission ticket for just $1. Families will receive general admission tickets for $5 for the entire family. That's August 15th here at the ballpark. Gonzalez on the hill for the White Sox, the Submariner. Conde in relief of starter Randy Robinson, went 2 1/3 innings. Allowed no hits, no runs. Walked 2, struck out 1, delivered the ball 33 times in relief. And Gonzalez, 2-1 with a 2.98 ERA, has appeared in 31 ball games thus far.
And his first delivery hits Fry. And Paul Fry will trot down to first base, none the worse for wear.
Second guy hit by Sox pitching here tonight. Mello hit by a pitch in the first inning, and there's that submarine ball going right in on him.
So the Expos get the leadoff man on, and that'll bring one pitch into the appearance for Gonzalez, and Don Cooper, the White Sox pitching coach, is on his way to the hill.
There is a right-hander up in the bullpen working for South Bend. I mean, Cooper's out there jawing halfway to the pitching mound.
Coop is 31 years old, lives in Mespeth, New York, went to the New York Institute of Technology. What's he doing in baseball?
I don't know.
ECAC Player of the Year in 1978.
Hey, how about that?
His first year coaching, and really has enjoyed himself working with all these young pitchers here in South Bend. So one delivery into his appearance, Gonzalez hears from his coach.
I believe that's Gerard, the right-hander, out in the bullpen.
Here's a third baseman, Cian Fracco, stepping in. 0 for 3, struck out, bounced out twice, once into a double play. The first pitch bunted down the first base line. Allen can't come up with it cleanly, So he has to make the play to first, which he does. If he picks that up cleanly, he might have a shot at second base.
Yeah, he looked that way, Pat. Here it is again. Cianfrocco just hit it too hard on the bunt. Yeah, there's the look. Might as well get the easy one.
So Cianfrocco, the fifth place hitter, asked to sacrifice, and he executes nicely. That'll bring up Hernandez. Cesar Hernandez with a runner at second base and one out here in the top of the eighth. 3-3 game, and he swings and misses at the first pitch. Hernandez, nothing out of 3. Bounced out twice, struck out the other time. Mike Gerard, former hockey player at Brown University, warming up. Now time is called. And no pitch there. Julian Gonzalez, who has 5 saves so far this year, trying to keep this game knotted up at 3. 1 strike and nothing. The pitch swung and he missed. Hernandez went to one knee as he falls way behind 0-2. Hernandez regarded as an excellent defensive player by his manager Alan Bannister. Hernandez, the right fielder, has an excellent throwing arm from there, but right now he's trying to get it done at the plate. The 0-2 is way outside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Hernandez, just 21 years old, out of Santo Domingo. And Gonzalez gets him swinging. So with 2 out, that'll bring up Troy Ricker.
Here's the Submariner, doing what comes naturally.
That's the 7th Expo to be fanned tonight by the Sox pitching staff. Gonzalez is the 3rd pitcher of the game. Now 2 men are out. The first pitch, and Ricker tipped it foul. So Gonzalez, after coming in and hitting the first man he faced this inning with the first pitch, has been right around that plate to everybody else he's faced. The 0-1 to Ricker. That one outside evens it up. Ricker with 12 home runs this year, 45 RBIs. There's the 1-1. Missing outside. 2 balls and a strike.
There's Ricker right up to date against the Sox. 10 for 33, 3 of them homers, 9 RBIs.
Gonzalez with a 2-1 pitch. Swung and he missed. Julian Gonzalez would like to finish the inning right here. The next man up is Trevor Penn, who's a left-hand hitter. So that Submariner would like to finish it off here against the righty. 2-2, runner at second with 2 men out. The pitch. Swung and he struck him out. The 8th strikeout of the game for the Sox staff. And Ricker strands a man in scoring position at second base. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 3-3.
Each week, Sports Vision keeps the bases covered in today's Major League Baseball action with the Pennant Chase. Fran Healy hosts this weekly look at who's hot and who's not on and off the diamond. Features, highlights, and unusual moments that make baseball America's summer pastime. Plus, there's interviews with the stars of the game. It's a comprehensive look at the divisional races as the top teams steam toward the American and National League championships. Catch the Pennant Chase this week on Sports Vision, Chicago's winners on cable.
It's Setsi Ganev, costume designer. Kelly Asbury, film animator and cartoonist. It's all of us. We're the great American investors. Like 30 million other Americans, we invest in U.S. savings bonds because bonds pay competitive rates like money market accounts. U.S. savings bonds, the great American investment. To find out more or to buy bonds, call 1-800-US-BONDS.
A lot of folks to thank. Pat and I had a real pleasurable four-time outing here with the White Sox this season, the inaugural season here in South Bend. And a pleasure to bring you the ball games over Sports Vision. A lot of people to thank. John Baxter, the general manager. Pat Daly, the assistant general manager. Artie Reyes, the director of marketing and sales. Kevin Gorham, the office manager. Mark Whitney, the director of public and media relations. Dave Conkey, the stadium operations manager. Jim Miller, the administrative assistant. Brenda Smith, an administrative assistant, along with John Tull. Jimmy Seitz, the groundskeeper. Rita Scardina, the special sales manager. And our thanks to Trans-Tech Electric Company, and certainly to Joe Kernan, the mayor of the city of South Bend. And of course, without him, you can't get it done. WLFI TV out of Lafayette, Indiana. Kenny Gardner and all his associates in the truck. Our thanks to all of you fellas.
Bottom of the 8th, Ocasio lifting a fly ball into center field, one down. Ocasio is now 0 for 3 officially tonight. It would appear that this is the inning the Sox need to get it done. They have the meat of the order, 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up against that man, Mario Brito, who has had only one bad inning tonight. Sox got him for 4 hits and 3 runs in the second. Other than that, he's given up only 2 other hits. Here's Bernhardt. He's got 1 of those other hits. Swings and he misses. Cesar 1 for 3 tonight. He singled and bounced out twice. Brito with the 0-1 pitch. That misses downstairs. I think we might have just showed you that Brito has 7 strikeouts. He has 8. Posey in the 7th inning was the 8th man to fan. Now 1-1. And Bernhardt lifts the fly ball to short left. Did he catch it? Nice play. Jim Fogg charging right from the crack of the bat and picked it off of his shoe tops to record the second out.
Excellent play by Falk, especially this late in the ball game. He gambled on going getting it. He tried, at least he had intentions of looking for a shoestringer early in the ball game off the bat of Payton, who's up there now, and the ball went all the way to the wall for a triple. That time he got it right off the shoe tops for the out.
Here's Ray Payton now. And this inning will end in a hurry. High fly ball to short center. And coming on is Troy Ricker to put it away. That didn't take long. 3 up, 3 down. We go into the 9th. Rockford 3 and South Bend 3.
Steel & Lober, building great garages and satisfying customers since 1947. Call Steel & Lober now. And with your new garage, get a Protector insulated steel garage door and service door at no additional cost. That's just one reason to call now and find out what thousands of Chicagoans already know. For a great garage at a great price, Steel & Lober's the only name to know.
A Steel & Lober garage, the only name to know. Call 636-5660.
I don't need drugs. I believe in me and my ability. I don't want anything interfering with the way I play the game. Cocaine's no way to believe in yourself. Hey, it can kill you. If you're into cocaine, get off it. You're living a lie. Get off it while you still have a life.
Cocaine, the big lie. Call 1-800-662-HELP.
We invite you to stay tuned to Sports Vision's following tonight's ball game for the Golf Journal at 10 o'clock. Then at 10:30, it's Sox 88 Weekly, the Jim Fregosi Show, featuring highlights of the Sox sweep of Seattle and the weekend games against California. We'll also announce the Sox Player of the Week. All that and more when John Rooney hosts Sox 88 Weekly, the Jim Fregosi Show at 10:30 later tonight on Sports Vision.
Top of the ninth here in South Bend. A 3-3 ball game. It's been pretty still here tonight until now, and the flag blowing out over the left field wall. Trevor Penn will lead it off here for the Expos. He is 0 for 3 so far tonight. Julian Gonzalez, the third South Bend pitcher of the game, delivers outside.
Playing on Monday night through the season, the Sox are 4-11. A little bit of trivia there for you.
You're digging deep now.
I'm digging, babe. Their best night of the week, Saturday, 13-3.
This is the 10th meeting of the year between these two teams. Rockford 6-3 entering tonight in the season series. The Expos, we told you about their record in the second half. Overall this year, 68-43, plus 25. An excellent year for Alan Bannister and this Rockford team. Bannister, after being out of baseball for 2 years, is his first year back in the game as a manager. And here's Gonzalez missing with 4 straight to Penn. Hardly what the Sox wanted to see. The leadoff man on via the walk. That'll bring up Rob Leary, the catcher. Leary is 0 for 3 tonight. He's the 9th place hitter. I wonder if the bunt will be in order.
I wonder if the bunt will be in order. Allen just over checking things with Gonzalez on the hill. Top of the order coming up, of course. Leary, the number 9 hitter. Smith way in on the infield grass at third.
Now he squares around. Good bunt. Allen looks to second, but makes the play to first. And the sacrifice executed nicely by Rob Leary.
Major league bunt by the catcher. Smith charged. Allen came down the first base line. Had nothing to do but to go back to second baseman Ocasio covering it first for the out. So the Expos, with the top of the order now, have the lead run in the top of the 9th, halfway around. Resnikoff still working in the bullpen.
He is the only lefty on this staff for South Bend, and he's been mostly used exclusively against left-handed hitters. Saved for that matchup type of situation late in the ball game. Little conference on the hill, and now home plate umpire Steve Dorchinetz is going to go break it up. Talking about the Expos and what a fine year they've had, Alan Bannister was saying he's only got 2 rules. He tries to run a loose ship. 2 rules: be on time and hustle when you're on the field. Pretty simple. And the other thing he said he told his players, remember, your teammates are human beings too. Treat them like you'd like to be treated. And it certainly helps when you win, but he has had no problems with this Rockford team right through the year.
Here comes the hook, I think, Pat. Dillard coming out to talk to his right-hander, Gonzalez. Left-hander coming in to hit for the Expos at the top of the order. And Dillard asked for the ball. I think we're going to get Resnikoff.
Well, all that monkey business, just delaying, trying to get Resnikoff a few extra seconds to get ready. But he's just standing there waiting for the call. He's thrown enough. And that's who will enter the ball game, Rob Resnikoff. So a new pitcher on for the White Sox here in the 9th inning. We'll tell you more about him after we come back.
I'm Jeff Passel.
And I'm John Rooney.
Each week on Sports Week, we'll bring you the latest in the world of sports.
We'll follow the White Sox and the Cubs as each team battles through the 1988 Major League season.
We'll also keep you up to date on the latest developments with the Bears, Bulls, and Blackhawks.
In addition, we'll have lively features and the best plays, quotes, and happenings in the Chicago sports scene.
That's Sports Week every Sunday evening at 8 for an hour's worth of sports that Chicago wants to hear right here on Sports Vision. We've got it all for you on The Golf Show. Insightful interviews with the newsmakers of the game. Equipment news to keep you up to date on the newest products.
and tips to help your score from the top teachers in the game, including Jack Nicklaus's Golf My Way, 86 PGA Player of the Year Bob Clay, John Cook, Mark O'Mara, and Hank Haney. All this and more on The Golf Show.
As Pat told you just a moment ago, the only southpaw on this ball club. He hails from Bayside, New York, 23 year older. His stats, 3 wins, 2 losses, excellent ERA of 2.14. This is his 42nd appearance. Reznikov has allowed 11 earned runs, struck out 26 in that 3-2 record and a 2.14 ERA. 26 strikeouts, 15 bases on balls. So he's pitched well, has Reznikov. And the move made because standing in now, the top of the order for the Expos, left-handed hitting Jim Falk.
Falk is 2 out of 3 officially tonight. And Reznikov, whose age is the same as his number, 23, now faces the left-hand hitting Falk with a runner at second and 1 out here in a tie game in the 9th. Strike called. Reznikov with a total of 8 saves leads South Bend with that number. He's got 8. The man he replaced, Gonzalez, has 5 saves. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, a wave and a miss, and Reznikov way ahead now, 0-2. Rob Reznikov from Bayside, New York. Now you can tell it when he talks. He's got that thick New York accent. Breaking ball just missed outside, and I don't know if I've ever seen a young ball player do a better imitation of the clown prince of baseball, Max Patkin, than this kid can do. I saw him in the locker room before the game that I real animated. He can do Patkin perfectly. Here's a breaking ball. Did he swing? Yes. Strike 3. Reznikov records a big strikeout and 2 down.
Falk not happy. Said he didn't go around. Umpire took a little while to call it. Didn't call it. He did indeed. And Reznikov rings him up.
That's the 9th strikeout of the game for South Bend pitchers, and that'll bring up Jesus Peritas, who is 1 for 3 officially. Now the first pitch to him. He swings and misses. Peritas drove in a run back in the 5th inning for Rockford. Trying to deliver the lead run here. 3-3 in the top of the 9th. Peritas just got here, joining this Rockford team today. Came from the New York Penn League. The pitch caught the inside corner for called strike 2.
Home plate umpire Steve Dorchinez takes his time calling those strikes.
2 strikes and nothing. Reznikov delivers a bouncing ball to the first baseman, Allen. He's got it. He'll make the play himself. And the White Sox have a chance if they can scratch out a run to pick up a win. We go to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 3.
Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll
will be Saturday, August 27th at noon, when the South Bend Sox journey to Kenosha to play the Twins. That's Saturday, August 27th at noon, the White Sox and the Twins. Pitching line on Gonzalez. He went an inning and a third. He was the number 3 pitcher of 4 used thus far by the Sox. No hits, no runs, 1 base on ball, 2 strikeouts, hit a man, and had 16 pitches in the ball game.
Bottom of the 9th, 3-3. Larry Allen will start it off against Mario Brito. Allen singled and drove in a run in the second. Flied out twice to the left fielder. The first pitch catches the inside corner for a called strike. Now the 0-1 delivery. Strike two. Brito nibbled in the inside corner and then painted the outside corner on consecutive pitches, and he's got Allen way in the hole. Here's the 0-2, and he busted right by him to fan Allen on 3 straight pitches. 1 out. The 9th strikeout of the game for Brito.
Here's Brito, and he pours it on the inside corner.
That'll bring up Nandy Cruz. He's 2 out of 3 tonight. Brito with a breaking ball over the inside corner for a called strike. The 0-1 delivery right back up the middle. Brito couldn't come up with it. The second baseman does, but no play. Paredes will have to just hang on to it, and the Sox with a runner here in the bottom of the 9th.
Here's the replay. Nandy almost knocks Brito right off the hill. Paredes, nice play, but nowhere to go with the ball. Little meeting on the mound right now. Here comes Bannister to the hill for the first time tonight to talk to his pitcher. Right-hander working in the bullpen for the Expos.
That's Scott Bromby in the Expo bullpen, and there's Alan Bannister. We mentioned he had a 12-year major league career, played every position except pitcher and catcher while he was in the big show. Retired from the Texas Rangers in 1985 and was out of baseball for 2 years, went to work for a brokerage firm in Mesa, Arizona. Says he will still continue that line of work during the off season, but after 2 years of doing that, had the itch to get back into baseball and got into the Montreal organization on the recommendation of an old friend of his, Bobby Winkles. And he's had a great deal of success here in his rookie year managing. Here's Eddie Smith now for the White Sox with a runner on first and 1 out. Brito paints the inside corner again for strike 1.
That's the 120th pitch for Brito tonight, and I'm sure that's one reason why Bannister went out there to talk to him. Don't want to beat this to death, but this oppressive heat and humidity around the South Bend area all day today and tonight. And as Pat told you, this kid has worked quite a bit. A lot of innings pitched, and when you get up around that 120 mark.
Well, but I don't know about the heat. This kid's from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
I don't think
he just might like it.
It probably gets him a little looser, and he certainly doesn't seem to have lost anything as the game has gone along.
He's got to be very concerned with a man on first base. Mr. Cruz has stolen 2 bases already tonight and came in here, what, Pat, officially with 41. So he's got 43 stolen bases, and if they can get him to second base with just 1 man out, who knows?
Ed Smith is 0 for 2 officially, walked once, bounced out twice, once into a double play. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Time is called.
That had to be Smith calling timeout, huh, Pat?
That's the second time Dorchinetz has just bolted out from behind home plate to call time when the pitcher was about to deliver the ball, and I must admit to not having any idea why.
I don't know why Smith would call timeout, because Cruz was on his way. Now Dorchinetz just pointed somewhere toward right field or first base or right field. I don't know what's going on.
1 strike and nothing is the count to Smith. Brito to the belt. There goes the runner. Here's the throw. safe at second base. And the Sox